are now live with another stream where we've got the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. Another live action choice-based game. This one's more of a murder mystery. So we're finding out who done it, who killed the doctor. So let me get the thumbnail up, the bot connected. We'll get right into solving a mystery. So, alright, the bot is good. And now, let's throw up our thumbnail. There it is. So alright, now we'll make our way over to the stream. Hope everyone is having a pretty good Tuesday. So alright, we've got Chloe, Winalox, Shark, Eve, Potato. How are you guys? Shark got the mod. Yeah, but only for a limited time. Potato as one of our permanent mods. Dangerous Jaden, is on a bit of a vacation. So we've got to fill in. But I'm good, Winalox. Thanks for asking. What's up, Jay? How are you doing? Potato. Oh. Alright, let's get this thing going. Be sure to like if you guys haven't.
Loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker?
I can see people's dreams.
I've set up an experiment.
My dad is trying to hurt me.
Quantum suicide. Have you heard of it?
If I concentrate hard enough, and I know when the person's going to be asleep, I can have the dream with them.
Well, let's call him God.
Jeez.
He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood.
It feels like the paintings are watching me.
Sometimes, when I walk through a door, it takes me somewhere else. Literally, somewhere else.
God loves chaos, but something goes wrong.
Looks very an interesting game.
What was once chaotic,
we've got to solve who murdered the doctor.
Ordered.
Starts as a door-to-door saleswoman. Double glazing, probably.
Dr. Dekker, I think we both know what you dreamed about last night.
I've seen its silhouette changing through the window.
Because he thinks I'm evil. Because I can see things other people can't.
On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time.
I did what you said, Doctor. They arrested me.
Which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world. No matter how much chaos that would cause.
I thought you were supposed to fix me.
I'm telling you, it's eating people. And you're just laughing.
You're insane, Doctor.
Is that happened to Ricky?
You're not listening.
He's busy.
It's your only bloody job.
Chloe, busy with life. But yeah, Jay, Shark is just a fill-in for Jaden because Jaden is on vacation.
After all those promises, never mind. Let's not keep the pace. You're late, and after all those promises, You're late.
Doctor,
and
you're
after all
late.
those and after all those promises, never mind.
Act 1, who are you?
Doctor, you're late. And after all those promises, never mind. Let's not keep the patients waiting. And if you want anything, just... Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm not going to be here. The police still have some questions they want to ask about, you know. And then after that, I'm dropping in to see Ben. He's still in shock, and I thought we'd show we cared. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? Good. Anyway, I hope you're all caught up on Dr. Dekker's tapes. I think Mariana is in first, but I'm sure they'll all become a blur by the end of the day. I'll see you later. Or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. I'll leave it to you then.
Oh boy. Just came here to say hi, to see everyone. And what's up, Bunny? Hello. Yes, we can interview all these people, from what I understand. Annotation idea. Should follow this up. Okay. I wonder if he's going to introduce himself. Oh, enter your question. Tell me about
Dr.
Dekker.
Dekker was a complex man. I spent a lot of time with him, but he won't remember it that way.
Half-life humans, like, no. So you can see what happened to these people, like, on their perspective. But alright, catch you later, Jay. Appreciate you stopping on in.
Dr. Dekker was a complex man. I spent a lot of time with him, but he won't remember it that way.
Okay, that's good to know. Why wouldn't Dekker remember it that way?
We had Monday, then moved on to Tuesday. But me, I had Monday 5, 10, 50 times before I got to Tuesday.
Okay.
I watched that Bill Murray film, Groundhog Day, to see if there's any clues. To see if there's any clues. That's how bad it's got. I'm looking for a cure in a Hollywood movie. Can you help me, Doctor?
Oh boy. Guess I'll try to help. What's wrong with you?
I don't know how, but thank you, Doctor. This is our first time around, and I trust you.
Bye, BRB 30. No worries, Chloe. And Jay will be back. Oh, Dekker complex? Yeah, we gotta ask that.
That Dr. Dekker was going through. Let's just say you might look back on your life and think there's nothing you would have done differently. No 2 days were alike for him in the end. Like he couldn't decide what to do with himself.
Okay.
He was like a kid in a sweet shop. He had so many options, he didn't know what to do. I suppose if you take too long picking, all your options run away.
That's true.
It's like those montages you get in movies. Time passes, you wake up, shave, if you feel like it, shower, get dressed. What's the point? You get this day over and over. Nothing changes. Am I in purgatory, Doctor?
He thinks he's in purgatory. Why does nothing change? Why purgatory? Why does nothing change?
Sometimes it looks different. Sometimes the bird song will change, or the weather will be less bleak. Or that person who nodded at you yesterday doesn't do it today. But it doesn't usually change. You need a tragic event for change. Like a murder.
Oh. Interesting.
Because I'm stuck between this day and the next. Most of the time, anyway. I'm Nathan Peel. I'm a supermarket worker from, well, hell, really. Dr. Dekker's murder was sudden, brutal. It's terrible. The doctor. 2 weeks. 2 weeks I had of rolling days. No do-overs. No Monday. I wouldn't kill anyone, though. I'd have to keep doing it, wouldn't I? Few things seem to move me forward.
Okay, then. Yeah, basically this is just interviewing people, Bunny.
I didn't see the driver. It was my fault. I pulled out and the lorry just rammed me. Well, Hannah. She was sat next to me. I was in shock, obviously. And when I came to, she was so close to me. It was like she was trying to hug me. But it wasn't right. Not natural. Bits of metal pushing through her.
Oof.
That was 5 years ago.
This game is definitely a lot more interesting.
I've been shrunk for that already. If I had that day again, I wouldn't make the same mistake. Hannah would still be alive. We'd probably have a family.
Wondering if I'm gonna be able to use my powers on that poopy head, A.K.A McDonald's eater. We'll have to see, Shark.
My fiancée, my childhood sweetheart. We met at secondary school. She was head girl, I was the quiet one. She liked computer games, so I instantly fell for her. I proposed in Goldshire. She said she didn't date elves, so I leveled up to a human necromancer and asked again. Sorry, it's Warcraft. We spent a lot of time on there.
Oh boy.
I was fine for quite a while after the accident. Well, being treated for depression. I thought I was cured. It was only recently after meeting Dr. Dekker that I had a strange deja vu. I'm exhausted. Doctor, is our time up?
You mentioned a montage. You played Warcraft with Hannah. Can you go back and save Hannah? Ooh.
We played World of Warcraft a lot together. I guess it's not the cool thing to do anymore. But we had a lot of memories there. To be honest, it reminds me a lot of life now. The same thing over and over again. Bring me X bunnies to make a stew. Y badger teeth. Rinse, repeat. Maybe I'm just grinding life.
Oh. Why are you grinding
I'm
life?
not really fit for work anymore. I work in produce at the local supermarket. That mainly involves lifting heavy crates of fruit and veg into place for people to buy, and doing that over and over again. My muscles don't seem to have grown much. I think that maybe I'm not aging. When the day resets, I just reset with it. I used to be a builder.
Okay.
I'm 57. Kidding. Just if you spent the whole day at the gym, and then repeat that day and not go, you'd have achieved nothing.
Oh.
Most of my days a blur. I'm not sure if it's the sleeping tablets I'm on or just how I've learned to switch off.
So you're playing this, and I'm intrigued. What's a typical and Tony? How are you guys doing? Stan saying we're gonna listen to music. I'll be here but no volume. Okie dokie, bunny. And Dino says, okay, bye. And what's up, Dino?
I'm on temazepam. Dr. Dekker prescribed them for me. He thought I would sleep through to a whole new day. I didn't. No, I can't move backwards any more than a day. I don't really seem to control it. It's generally always on. I have to try and change something to move forward.
Trying to complete For Honor, eh? Good luck. Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. Good idea. Hello.
I'm Mariana. Are you feeling okay?
Of course I am.
That's what Dr. Dekker would say.
Okay. Why are you
I think
here?
you're supposed to tell me what's wrong with me. Isn't that how it works? The police keep picking me up for public nudity.
Oh, okay then.
I black out. And then the next thing I remember, I'm naked on the beach. Like I've been washed up on shore. Nobody's pressed charges yet, but I can feel it. The police are getting suspicious.
Complete a Knights Unrealistic, Vikings on hard. Have 2 missions in Samurai on hard. Oh, good luck, typical. Mariana Oshie, Italian? Good question. Do you often black out?
I do suffer from blackouts, which is strange as I can hold my breath for a really long time. But I'm not swimming before I black out. Dr. Dekker thought it was anxiety originally. Then he worked it out.
Oh, what did he work out?
He eventually decided it wasn't anxiety, but I'm not going to tell you his final diagnosis. We should have a fresh start. I don't want you influenced by the prognosis.
Oh, God.
I work for myself. I make bracelets from things I find on the beach and sell them online. I spend a lot of time at the beach. It's just way more relaxing than anywhere else. You should come with me one day. I can show you all the sights.
Okay, then.
I want to stop having the blackouts. I want to stop waking up at the beach. I want to remember those entire evenings. Can you suggest anything that might help?
The whole idea is we're supposed to be finding out, you know, how Dr. Dekker got murdered. Who, I'm guessing one of the patients murdered him. I mean, that's the assumption.
I film myself doing, lots of things. But it's not so easy to do when you're blacked out.
Suggest something, don't act like a bitch. Oh, damn.
Will you do it for me? Will you watch me to see what happens?
Sure.
So, it's a date then. I'll let you know when. Dr. Dekker thought I had generalized anxiety disorder. GAD, because of the blackouts. He thought I was breathing badly. Do you think I'm breathing badly?
Do I? It's
You
normal.
can check my breathing if you want. Do you want me to lie down? Can you tell just by looking at me? I'm not worried about it, just if you are.
Maybe holding your breath makes you black out.
I'm not sure holding my breath too long is causing blackouts. I mean, it could, but I don't remember ever having a blackout when I'm holding my breath.
Or maybe I already have that typical. What are you doing before you black out?
I normally black out when I'm dancing. I like dancing. Do you like dancing?
Weird question. Maybe dancing causes your blackouts then.
I dance a lot at nightclubs. I know most of the nightclubs around here. My favorite is the Pearl because they sell cheap vodka shots all night. I don't drink.
Okay, so...
You think my dancing causes my blackouts? No, I know it's the last thing I remember, but I don't think it's that. Sometimes I remember more, but... I'm tired now. Is that it for today?
You wish that was it for today.
Well, that's why you're here, isn't it? You've replaced him. He was a good listener. I hope you are.
Why was he a good listener?
Dr. Dekker could really get inside you. It was, unsettling. But you let him do it. Part of the process, I guess.
She's part of, why she goes to nightclubs because he drank vodka. But almost got platinum first go. Found all the collectibles, of course. Nice.
Dancing is good for you in so many ways. Just turn the music up, close your eyes, and let yourself go. You should try it sometime.
I think I'm good.
When I wake up, my hair is dry, but it's pretty hot at the moment. I get baked quickly by the sun. It's possible I've been in the sea during my blackout.
Huh. Tell me about
Dr.
Dekker.
Dekker was fine. He had good relationships with his patients as far as I know. I'm not sure why anyone would want him dead.
GTA typical? Yeah, I re-downloaded GTA.
I love the beach. Until somebody tells me it's gonna kill me, I'll keep going. Have you ever been addicted to something, Doctor?
Is she flirting with me?
That's a shame. You need to have a passion for something, Doctor.
Don't really feel like talking much. Same. Yeah, you guys could just watch.
I've been a patient here for 3 months. Today is my patient birthday. Do I get a cake or something?
Yeah, she's definitely flirting. Yes, you can have... No, don't get a cake.
That's okay. I wasn't really expecting one. I hold my breath when I'm swimming underwater. Most people do. Sometimes, if I'm really excited, I'll hold my breath accidentally, just for a few seconds. I don't know why.
Oh boy.
I never find my clothes. I don't know why I'm naked.
Okay then.
Like you're not listening. I guess people see me and call the police. But someone will take offense eventually, and I'll be charged with indecent exposure.
Good. You know what, let's ask it.
Let's get straight to it then. I'm not sure I feel comfortable speaking with you about that at the moment.
Uh-huh. Alright, now time to ask Ellen a question. Who are you?
I'm 25 and I'm a nurse. God, I sound like I'm on one of those dating shows. I'm not really looking for love at the moment. I'm sort of married to my work, but in a good way. I work in a nursing home for the elderly. I basically do end-of-life care.
And Sarah, no worries. I think maybe 10 to 15 seconds. But yeah, have fun with your science, Sarah, and lurk away. These are patients meant to fuck. No, these are patients of a dead doctor. You know, because Dr. Dekker is dead, and he's got all kinds of patients, apparently, that we need to see.
The usual things. Making sure the patients are comfortable, making sure they're not in any pain, and I talk to them. I keep them company. Some of them get pretty frightened about what's coming. Well, those of them that aren't out of it on meds. I comfort them.
Why are your patients frightened?
Isn't it? Isn't it what everyone's afraid of? The great unknown. No one should have to face that alone.
British accents sound amazing. Yeah, I don't mind British accents.
I don't like it when patients are heavily sedated, especially when there are alternatives, like herbal remedies. I mean, imagine if you only had a few days or weeks left to live. Would you want to spend it asleep?
Sure. I mean, what? Yes, I'd like to sleep through it.
I'd want to see every sunrise and every sunset. I'd want to feel every breath. Everything gets more vivid near death.
Yeah, just like every part of America has different types of accents too.
I'm a qualified herbalist. It's okay, you can laugh.
Ha ha
Most
ha.
people think herbalism is a joke. But I'd much rather help my patients sleep at night with valerian or passion flower than lorazepam, temazepam, or zolpidem. I started seeing Dr. Dekker a few months ago. I thought it would be nice to have someone I could talk to about work. It can get a bit stressful sometimes.
Okay.
It can be sad sometimes. I don't like losing a patient, but that's the job. I don't get stressed about it or anything.
Wait, what? Did she just say she doesn't get stressed about the job, but... Oh boy. Are you... Yeah, are you
It's not the job
lying?
that stresses me. It's the people I work with, the other nurses. They're mean to me.
How?
They call me the angel of death because so many patients have died on my shift. I don't think they mean it. Obviously, it's not my fault. It just seems to happen that way.
Okay, she's kind of scary.
3 last month. 3 the month before that, I think. But only 1 so far this month, so that's good. Although one of my patients, Hilda, I don't think she's got long.
That cam change? No idea. I think I took after my dad's accent. Good old potato. And what's up, Patrick? How are you doing? Who is
She's one of
Hilda?
the crotchety ones. Always swearing and spitting at me. Never got anything nice to say. Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep or something. She doesn't bother me, though.
I think she bothers you.
I've known a lot of doctors over the years. Most of them arrogant idiots who think nurses are just there to do their bidding, or worse. Dr. Dekker was different. He had a lot of time for me. He was interested in my problems.
Okay, did you like Dekker?
He was a bit offbeat, but yeah, I liked him. But then I like most people.
I think she's a sociopath.
Terry's one of the other nurses at the home. I don't think she likes me very much. I'd been seeing him for about 9 months, I think.
Southeast of England, where London is. It's where you'd find more stereotypical British accents, the posh ones.
I think it's terrible what happened to him. So awful. No one deserves to die like that.
How exactly did he die, though? Okay, we asked someone else a question now. So, Claire. Who are
My name
you?
is Claire Castleford, and as I'm paying a small fortune for these sessions, I'd expect you to be up to speed, Doctor.
Oh, she's one of these people.
Being rich has its perks, but honestly, I would give it all up in a heartbeat if it could free me from this madness.
What madness? Why are you here?
Well, according to your predecessor, I'm a delusional psychotic with obsessive tendencies. Oh, and a history of violence. Sounds so cold when you put it like that, though, doesn't it?
Oh, boy.
I'm obsessed with my husband. It's absurd, really.
Why?
Because he is here. And he shouldn't be.
Oh, boy.
Lucky to be alive. He almost died. My husband is not a well man. We've been having problems for a while now. His health, if you can call it that, has been deteriorating rapidly in the last few weeks. I can't cope with caring for him anymore.
Claire looks drunk. How else she's suspicious? True typical. I'm from the Northeast, and it's really not my accent. And what's up, Jack? How are you doing?
Since our altercation, he's become less and less active.
What did you do to
His
him?
mind's become less and less active too. Such a delightful conversationalist at one time, now more of an enigmatic husk. David has trouble looking after himself. Sometimes I'll leave the lake house and he's just sitting in the rocking chair on the porch. And when I return the next evening, he's still there, just staring into the stars. He needs help, I know, but I can't hire anybody to care for him.
What's the lake
Staying
house?
at the lake house. It belonged to my parents, but I don't use it much anymore. I have the main house to myself. To be fair, there was only one violent outburst. That hardly qualifies as a history of violence. And he provoked me.
Who?
I tried to hurt David once. That's why I'm here, isn't it? I'm not proud of my behavior, but I was very angry. It was a private matter, though. The police should never have been involved.
What's that phone on the skull? This? Sorry for writing in your notes. Say hello to Elin for me. I know that Terry called for her. Mariana's been through a lot. I wonder how all this makes her feel. Perhaps Mariana should stop going to the beach. Have someone watch her record her. Yeah, these are like notes. Oh, well, hi there, Claire. Do you often get angry?
I never used to get angry. Ever. If you're angry, you're not in control. Isn't that right? And it would be very bad for me to lose control.
Why it's bad to lose control? Great question
Let's
there,
save that for
game.
another time, shall we? I'm rich, but I'm not made of money, and I'm fairly sure my time is up. I stabbed him with a steak knife.
What the hell?
Shocking, isn't it?
Shut the fuck up and let me have an announcement. You guys make pay good skill. This one dickhead messing with a dino. Why did you stab
It was a brief
him?
moment of temporary insanity. Or temporary clarity, I'm not really sure which. David had been having an affair with his assistant optician, Iris. How predictable. Not just the affair, but an optician named Iris.
Maybe it's something to do with her delusions.
As in, seeing things that are not there. I'm not going to be any more specific. It's not true in any case. I'm not delusional.
Obstetrician named Iris. That sounds like delusion to me, lady. The fuck?
The most shocking thing about Dr. Dekker's death is that he didn't bring it upon himself. But then I hadn't known him for a very long time. Perhaps I was wrong about him.
Who is David?
Keep up, Doctor. David is my husband.
What's up, Bold? How are you? Just too ironic for it to be true. Exactly. Exactly why I didn't want to tell Spy. Wait, what, Shark? I'm confused. Yeah, good thing we're a doctor, a psychiatrist, or however you term it.
The police seem to think I'm dangerous. I'm only sitting here talking to you because I have a lot of money. Otherwise, there's no doubt I'd be thrown into prison for a very long time. That's why I need your help, Doctor. I assume they think I'm dangerous because I stabbed my husband. I suppose after what I did, there are people that might think I belonged in prison. What do you think, Doctor? Can I be saved with therapy, or should I be locked up like a dangerous criminal?
Oh, boy. You can be
You have
saved
a
with
lot of
therapy,
faith
I
in your
guess.
abilities. That's good. I look forward to being completely cured.
Yeah, I don't think so, though, Shark. Time is a thing.
Dr. Dekker just had that look about him. You know what they say about us crazies. Takes one to know one.
And Samuel goes to timeout. It makes sense. That's the first thing he comes in the stream to say. Okay, Claire. Claire is... Oh my. Yeah, what's up, Dee Dee? How are you?
I'm Bryce Hemmings. You must be the new doctor. Did you know Dr. Dekker?
No.
He was an antagonistic psycho. I hope you're not from the same school of thought.
What do you think of Dekker?
I didn't really like Dr. Dekker, and for quite a few reasons, actually. I'd rather talk about my own problems for now, though, if you don't mind.
Okay, what's your
Originally, I was
problem?
suffering with depression. Work was piling up. I kept missing deadlines. I wasn't used to all the failure. I got depressed.
What do you mean, Sarah, by time is killing you? Let's stop asking the people on the screen questions. Why is time killing you? But yeah, I'm tired, Dee Dee, but other than that, you know, I'm doing okay.
You'd think being a gravedigger had its perks, but it can be very stressful. There's a trend going towards burial rather than cremation again. And as well as running out of space, we're running out of competent gravediggers. At least ones that can use a shovel, that is. I'm not feeling anywhere near as depressed as I used to, though. Not since I got the extra hour.
What? The extra hour?
At midnight each day, time as you know it freezes. In my world, it just slows down to almost a stop. But I don't. I'm free to wander around and do as I please. An hour later, normal reality continues. It's my very own midnight hour.
Oh boy, these people are screwed up. Something that personally hates me. It's inside telling me that I should basically give up on certain people or things. Or I know it's telling me to take my time with everything. So an extra hour. Oh god, bad pun. Jeez.
It's a bizarre thing to know you have an extra hour every day. I rarely ever sleep until after midnight now, so I can appreciate the extra time. I get a lot of work done in that time. I'm completely caught up. The depression is no longer an issue. 25 hours is a blessing for me. But apparently, it's not real, and I'm insane for thinking it is.
You're insane.
What do you think, Doctor?
You're insane. Everyone's insane. All these people are crazy. You know what, I'm gonna be nice to him.
I thought it would be too early to make a diagnosis, but it's good you're having a go anyway.
Oh boy.
In the extra hour, I mainly catch up with work. It's a godsend. Sometimes I play chess against myself. It relaxes and strengthens the mind all at once.
What's up, MJ? How are you doing?
Henley Church, where I work, is located on an old Norman motte and bailey.
Okay.
You can't use mechanical diggers or excavators there in case you destroy a relic.
Oh, okay, so sacred burial ground. What the hell?
Henley Church is relatively small. Well, for the number of bodies they expect us to pack into the ground, it's relatively small. The whole building was once owned by Scientologists, but they handed it back to the community as a tax break, I believe. Or they'd finished doing whatever it was they wanted to do with it.
This poor guy. Do you believe in Scientology?
I'm not sure I believe in any religion anymore. I used to believe in God. Not anymore. There are too many religions to pick from, don't you think?
Nah.
We disagree. Have you watched Zeitgeist, Doctor? Some of it is believable, and the part about most religions stemming from the same basic facts. It's more likely that they've all got it wrong than one of them has it right, in my opinion.
Or maybe they all have something in common, just, you know, my theory, I guess.
I stumbled across a relic myself, an ancient chess piece, a queen, I believe. The best chess piece, the most freedom of movement. But they took it away immediately and proclaimed the whole east side of Henley Church a protected site of archaeological importance, which means we're not allowed to use it until the archaeologists have finished. I wish I hadn't told anyone.
Did you hit 60 some hours, oof? Yeah, hours reset, Sarah. This is why I don't talk for other people. It has some fucking consequences. Well, you can't always expect that there will be consequences. But yeah, sometimes you need to be careful. Yeah, this man's something though. But this is a whole different game, Dee Dee. What is your job?
I'm a grave digger, Doctor. And people are dying quicker than we can bury them. Dr. Dekker would say one thing and do another. He would push me to do things I didn't want to do. He was getting worse towards the end. I'm surprised he didn't kill himself.
What?
Yes, Dr. Dekker was murdered. Quelle surprise. Murder does seem a bit harsh, doesn't it? And another grave to dig. I know as much about it as you do. Less, I would imagine.
Not talking for you ever again.
I like chess. I still play sometimes when I can find an opponent. There's nothing more satisfying than planning scores of moves in advance and then watching things unfold as you saw them. I shouldn't have told anyone about the Queen.
Wait, what?
I do like to be in control, but then I suppose most people do. Nobody wants life to carry them along helplessly. Everyone wants to kick against it and make their own way. Do you like to be in control, Doctor?
Oof, what a question. I don't know, I'm just on stream. MJ, that was move mean. So we're stuck in GTA and researching everything except what I want in gun running. RIP. Do I like to be in control? Oh my. Not completely, tough question.
Dr. Dekker was very controlling, but he unraveled at the end. Watch out for that, Doctor.
Uh-oh. How did he
couldn't
unravel?
keep control of everything, of everyone. He just set us up like dominoes, but we all toppled in unexpected ways. You'll find it all out in time, Doctor. Just not today. Can't have your head exploding, can we?
Oh boy. Can't even ask anyone else a question. What help does she want from me? Okay, so... what do you want from me? What do you want from hell? Jeez.
I don't know anything about that, Doctor.
Okay. You know nothing about that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Just imagine people going actually insane from pretending to be those characters. Game gives me all camos and vehicle upgrades for vehicles. I don't have what I want. And all I want is fancy mags. Feels bad. Does she go to clubs alone? Oh, that's a good question. And then question mark.
I'm not seeing anyone at the moment, if that's what you're asking. Why can't a girl go to a club on her own? I like dancing. I don't have many real friends, I suppose, but that's what happens when you move about a lot.
You just tell who does have to be sure or not. BRB. Okie dokie, Sarah. What else can she tell me about the pearl? Oh.
The pearl is great because the people are so relaxed. I think that's got a lot to do with the cheap vodka shots, or maybe it's just the black lighting. Who knows?
Next day. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure.
Oh, Doctor, glad I caught you. I thought you might want to hear what Ben had to say. Quick catch up?
So the thing, I'm pretty sure I lost a friend, MJ, that's why I'm mad. Can we ask whatever you're wearing to make her mad? If I figured out what to do.
I'm not sure Ben will be coming in for a while. He's still pretty shook up about finding the body. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often in the line of work he's in. Anyway, he said he found the body at exactly 20 minutes past 10. For some reason, the first thing he did was look at his watch.
Okay.
That's all he'd say before he'd shut down. The police weren't very talkative either. Yes, Ben found Dr. Dekker's body on Valentine's night in his office. In your office. Yes, you know, the 14th of February, the day of love, or remembering a massacre. whichever's more you.
Yay, massacre. I mean, wait, what? Say yeet. Who is Ben?
Sorry, didn't you know? Ben's one of the night shift cleaners. I'm sure he's got some tales he could tell. The police wanted to know what I was doing Valentine's night, you know, when the body was found. I was at home, all on my lonesome. So I guess that makes me a suspect.
Yeah, no alibi. Intriguing. Who else is a
I think
suspect?
the police want you to make a short list of suspects, or maybe even find the killer. You're seeing all the patients that were on the books when he was killed. There was no forced entry, so they think it might be someone he knew, or someone who had access to the office. Yeah, like little old me. Do you think I'm a suspect, Doctor?
You could be.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. I suppose everyone's a suspect at the moment, even you. They did mention I needed grief counselling, though, and I said you'd sort me out. I know you didn't agree, but I thought I'd let you know. That's very kind of you.
Oh, damn.
I wouldn't say we were best friends, but we did spend a lot of time together. There's only two of us that work here. I'm sure we'll become friends too, Doctor. Just try not to get murdered.
That's grim. Do you know how he was
I
killed?
don't know exactly, but a stabbing of some kind.
Oh,
We'll be
God.
getting the autopsy through at some point. I'll let you know when.
A stabbing, that sounds familiar, eh? Jesus Christ. Wait, oh my.
I didn't see it myself, so I don't know. But I heard it was a bit of a mess with all the blood and everything. You know, they have people who clean up after such things, though, so you really can't tell, can you? But don't worry. That's a new chair.
So with a similar knife, though? That's a good question. The autopsy will come through soon. Why is it a new
All
chair?
I know is the police took his chair. Forensics, I suppose. He was stabbed, so that's quite a personal thing to do. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of the patients who had a problem with the treatment they were getting.
You think a patient killed Dr. Dekker because of their treatment?
I'm just
What?
surmising. If you're unhappy enough to kill your therapist, they're probably not doing a very good job. I wasn't really in his social circle, so I don't know if he had any friends. In terms of enemies, I heard things get heated in his office sometimes, but I won't name any names.
Why?
Susan, Annabelle, Melissa, there are some names, but they're not names of anyone I know.
There's no one else to ask questions to, though, so... Next. Maybe last patient because he didn't like Dekker? That's also true. Spent 8 hours playing a detective game, and then I start playing Detroit. I'm in detective mode. Matt's blood, John Wick here. Like reservation for one, takes out gold coin. What's up, Gokor? How are you doing?
I'm having a loop day.
Oh boy, Nathan with a loop day again.
It's a do-over day? You won't remember. What's the name of your assistant again? You didn't know that yesterday. Can you remember where I met Hannah? No. No, we played that game together, but we didn't meet in it.
Oh, so it's
Well
cool.
done, Doctor. Yeah, we met at secondary. Wouldn't it be funny if my day loops if you fail to get a question right? I suppose it's funny for you. You won't remember. Anyway, I think I'll probably head home. This isn't helping.
Oh boy, a loop day. Gotta love it. Gee, these people are psychos. Right.
I'm having a loop day.
I'm having a loop day. What do you mean by
It's
loop?
a do-over day. You won't remember. What's the name of your assistant again?
Oh, fucking God, why?
I suppose you did remember that yesterday. Can you remember where I met Hannah? Yeah, at secondary school. It's been fun, but I've got a pill.
Okay. What pill?
Dr. Dekker gave me this pill. He told me if I took it, I'd never have another loot day. It's got a small skull and crossbones on it. Should I take the tablet, Doctor?
What the hell? No, don't take that. What the
You're
hell?
cool. I don't think this is getting us anywhere, though. I'll see you tomorrow. Again.
Please say it's poison. Fuck you, Nathan. It could be poison, do it.
I'm having a loop day.
Oh God, not again. You're having a loop day.
It's
What do
a
you
do-over
mean?
day. You won't remember it. What's the name of your assistant again? Well done. Can you remember where I met Hannah? Yeah, great. Is there anything you can say that's going to break this loop for me? I never mentioned a pill this time, or a tablet. What the hell is going on here? Are you reliving my days?
Why do you think I'm reliving your
Something
days?
somewhere has changed since you arrived. Like some kind of sim theory.
What's sim
It's
theory?
a thing. Some professor believes we could be living inside a computer simulation, and someone is controlling us. And there are millions of these sims. And someone, somewhere behind a keyboard is just causing havoc. I'm starting to think you have that keyboard, Doctor. Wait, don't answer that. I don't want to know.
It's a fucking Matrix, bitch. I'm having a loop. Oh boy. Let's see what we have in store today.
Midnight each day.
On Valentine's night,
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home,
David is my husband.
all on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
Act 2, Valentine's Day.
Ooh. Deja vu. Are you sitting in exactly the same place I left you last night? Oh, that's where it all starts, Doctor. Anyway, do you think you can fit me in today? Looking at the diary, it's just the usual suspects, and you must be getting sick of them already. I've got this for you, too. It's some more footage from Professor Alderby that was hiding away.
I haven't had Alderby footage.
Come find me if you need anything.
Should we have just been in this place before? Let's watch all there be footage. Yeah, I want to watch the footage.
Nothing, of course. The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker? Him, God, the great old one, the elder god, Cthulhu.
Oh boy, not this.
Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job! Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood. God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered. Without chaos, he has less power. When there's too much order, he becomes impotent. So he needs to instill chaos again. And do you know how he does this? No. And yes, but you're being too granular. He needs chaos so he can return, and the only thing stopping him is you. Not just you. You and people like you. Psychiatrists, doctors, nurses. Anyone who is caring for people who are losing their sanity. You have no comprehension how important your job is, do you? He doesn't need your version of insanity to spread. He needs chaos. It's not the same. It's just a means to an end. They're not all cultists, unfortunately. Once you see the truth, it's hard not to spread chaos yourself, to cause further insanity and harm your own. I doubt it. But can I make you question your reality?
What's up, Monster Blake? How are you doing?
But in doing so, I would be promoting more chaos. On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time. As, by definition, chaos is unpredictable from one moment to the next. Which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world, no matter how much chaos that would cause. In 10 seconds' time, there will be no gravity in this room, and we will float. 3, 2, 1. You think nothing happened? Where's your glass, Doctor?
Okay. Spoopy. Alright, we've got Nathan, Mariana, Elin, Claire, Bryce. Oh, Jasmine. Who's Jasmine? That's someone new. And Lacey. These people are new. But no Claire. Oh, wait, there is Claire. Phone's gonna die. I'm gonna go charge it. I might be back. It's weird. What's up, Victor? How are you doing? Long time no see. Yeah, this is a strange game. How are you today?
Hello again, Doctor. I had a bit of a shaky loop incident, but let's not talk about it. Yesterday, I set fire to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I just wanted the day to move forward. I instantly regretted it. And lo and behold, here we are, a new day. Hannah's clothes are a pile of ashes.
Oh, oof.
I've kept almost all of her stuff as she left it. It's just the clothes. I decided to burn those yesterday, so here I am. Hannah loved clothes. Every season, she'd donate her entire wardrobe to some charity or another, and only buy stuff she loved. I was left with winter. I don't even know what her favourite season was. Does it matter? What's your favourite season, Doctor?
What did I just hear? What did you just hear? I like spring.
If you like spring, you're supposed to be optimistic and creative. Well, that explains why we're still having these sessions.
Favorite season of Stranger Things season 3. But yeah, I'm doing alright, Victor. What did
Dr.
Dekker think
Dekker
of
felt
you?
that Hannah was holding me back. The memories of Hannah. In his opinion, I was holding on to the past. So I guess he cursed me. If that's even a thing.
He cursed you?
Yes, Dr. Dekker cursed me. I don't really want to talk about it, but let's just say I blame him for the way I am. Can you give me some advice, Doctor?
Well, I play Fortnite once a week, but you know, at least for stream. To ask Rusty Cage what he was doing on Valentine's Day. But I do play Fortnite pretty much almost every day, but you know, not for very long.
I've been trying to think how I can get past today. I've come up with a couple of choices. I could set fire to Hannah's photographs. I've got them in Dropbox anyway. Setting fire to the clothes did the trick. Or setting fire to a rocking chair. She sounds like an old lady, but she loved that rocking chair, which I've not sat in since. Which one do you think's best?
You don't use the rocking chair or the photos. Huh. Burn the
Set fire to
chair.
the rocking chair. I never like the way it moves forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards.
This guy is obsessed with Hannah. What were you doing
I was at
Valentine's
Henley
Day?
Church on Valentine's Day,
Oh,
visiting Hannah's grave. It's the anniversary of her death. Her parents wanted a huge funeral with all the trimmings. Hannah would never have come for it. It does give me somewhere to visit. I got to write the epitaph.
aren't you using Facecam? Well, it's never something I was going to use every day. Did you leave
I left
Henley
Henley
Church?
about 11 o'clock on Valentine's Day. I was talking to an archaeologist who said it uncovered some fossils resembling a strange cephalopod-like creature. Strange place to find an octopus, really. What? Do you think I've got something to do with Dr. Dekker's murder? Maybe you should ask your assistant who Dekker saw that day. We walk alone without our angel.
Yeah, I'm probably using Facecam tomorrow if it, you know, gets, you know, the votes. Are you religious?
I'm not religious, but when I wrote Hannah's epitaph, I knew her parents would want some acknowledgement of the great bearded one. But she was an angel to me. She was an angel to everyone.
Aww.
I've been alone since Hannah. I can't imagine anyone ever replacing her. Not that I've looked. Do you think I should look for someone else?
Look when you're
Thanks,
ready.
Doctor. I appreciate that. I still don't think I'm ready to move forward in that respect. It was a missed call. It was Valentine's Day, so I wasn't in the mood for conversation.
I don't think Nathan did the murdering. It's okay, like, if you want to see his face, I'm kidding. Oof. Tell me about your mother.
She's dead. Thanks for bringing that up.
Oh. Sorry.
I like winter. Being snowed in with Hannah. Just the two of us. It's paradise.
What's a cephalopod?
It's a sea creature, like an octopus. I suppose they find dinosaur bones everywhere. Just because we're on land now doesn't mean millions of years ago this place wasn't at the bottom of the ocean. She was interested. Maybe I misread. Maybe she was just being kind. I suppose most women wouldn't enjoy me talking about my dead ex for hours.
Okay, we've asked Nathan enough questions, I guess. No, Nathan looks so much innocent. He's just obsessed with his fiancée Hannah. That is true. How are you today?
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts, new doctor, and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Dekker.
Why am I better behaved?
Dr. Dekker dated his patients. That's not good behavior, is it?
That's not.
I think her name was Scarlett? One of his patients, an older woman. I guess that's how he liked them.
Okay then.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session. Kind of missed it. You do something a lot, you're gonna miss it. I suspect I'll go back there soon, but it's helped with the blackouts. We went out for drinks. Didn't you know?
What?
He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be.
No spoilers over there, Dino. How are you persuasive?
I know, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it? I feel pretty ugly. But I think I have a nice smile.
Did you just go out for drinks?
I think Dr. Dekker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink.
Why do you have drinks with Dr.
It was a
Dekker?
couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in our sessions that he'd been acting a little strange. He just didn't seem right. I wanted to find out what was wrong.
Claire could be too. Or the gravedigger. Yeah. We'll see.
I didn't do anything on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair, and then I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true. I saw one of your patients, actually. The nurse. She was on the pier with someone.
The Angel of Death.
Pretty much all of the night, too, so I can vouch for her, even though she probably didn't see me. Lots of people find me attractive, but I've seen something truly beautiful. It makes me feel dull by comparison.
Huh? Okay.
I have a recurring dream where I find something beautiful in the sea. But I don't know you that well yet, Doctor. Let's wait a while before I tell you my most intimate secrets.
Sorry to cut in, Doctor. I've just had a phone call from a solicitor. Ben's trying to sue us for nervous shock. Should I go and see him to talk it out, or should I find a solicitor to represent us? Sorry to be pushy, I just think we should act quickly before it's too late. Well, just let me know.
Attractive bitch, she ugly. She's meh.
like to know. Is our session up now?
What are you seeing,
People
Dekker?
are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but we weren't seeing each other. I'm not seeing anyone at the moment. Are you offering, Doctor?
No.
It sounded like an offer to me, Doctor. I've danced around in my living room, but no clubs since last time. I like dancing around in my underwear. Sometimes less.
What the hell? You good?
Some girls say that they're washing their hair when they don't want to go out, but I was genuinely washing my hair. Do you think my hair's pretty, Doctor?
She's really insecure, isn't she? Why do you feel the need to ask that, though?
I'm insecure, Doctor. Isn't it obvious?
It's very obvious, actually. Well, I do like her hair, I'll
Such a
admit.
mess. But thank you.
Redheads, that's all I'll say. How are you
I
today?
haven't had a great day, to be honest.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Someone accused me of stealing from my patients, which I would never do. Plus, Hilda's getting worse. This? Well, it started with this. It's a locket. Alice, one of my patients, gave it to me before she died.
Heads are fucking ugly, so... Shark. Damn. So harsh on redheads. I like redheads. Okay, final warning, Dino. We'll have to think about things until I finish Stranger Things. I can tell he's over here spoiling Stranger Things. And he's doing it to make me mad, so... Yeah. What else have your patients given you?
I have a few other things. A watch, a ring. One patient gave me a little china bird. They're not valuable, just trinkets, really.
So I don't mind if you redheads are sure offended. Back also, I have friends who are redheads and they aren't ugly. Welcome back, Sarah. But yeah, I happen to like red hair. Actually, one of my favorites. But, you know, that's just me and my opinion. They're all
Strictly
trinkets?
speaking, all of the patient's belongings should be passed on to family members after they die. But Alice's son never visited. He didn't care about his mum. Why would he care about some worthless piece of jewellery?
You actually have been angered, run. And what's up, Swords Hat? Welcome.
What do you think, Doctor? Am I wrong to keep the locket?
Nah.
Thank you, Doctor. That makes me feel much better. I shouldn't let what Terry says bother me so much.
I have brown hair, it's the best color. I also have brown hair. Can't tell me anything else about
I had
Dr.
a session
Dekker.
with Dr. Dekker on Valentine's Day. 3 o'clock, I think. Just a few hours later, he was... I still can't get over it.
San Mateo South, I mean, what? Is everyone talking about hairs? Mariana started it. Yeah, I wouldn't say brown hair is exactly my favorite, but I have it, so it's just me. Mention Hilda.
Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell. I need to see her before it's too late.
So what, everyone else doesn't have to talk about it. Yeah, brown eyes over here. Brown hair, brown eyes. So typical, you know. I need to see
Hilda.
Hilda.
Unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way.
I have black hair, brown eyes, and a pretty face. And Jaden, nice to see you. What's Hilda's unfinished business?
She's in Australia, so I'm going to have to use my talent.
Brown hair's about my hair sucking out the color. I was lurking for a bit. Even though I'm on vacay doesn't mean I can't come to the stream. Exactly, Jaden. It's nice to see you take the time to drop in. What talent?
I can change my skin.
What?
What I look like. I can turn into a patient's loved one. Just hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them.
What?
It's how I help them move on. That's how I comfort them.
These people blow my mind, I swear. Going on holiday soon, we could still come because I'll have Wi-Fi. Yeah, I need a vacation myself, but I don't see that happening for a little while. This one's Elin. I think Claire's the next one, yeah. That's Claire. Can we try to make her become someone we love? Well, we're trying to figure out how Dr. Dekker, the man who came, the therapist who came before us, died. So it's basically a murder mystery, who done it. Honestly, I'm gonna say this game's really interesting to me, if I'm, you know, keeping it, you know, real. Can we see if it's actually true? How does it comfort them?
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone.
But you're... What? You're deceiving now, aren't you?
Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But It was a nice date. Different to what I'm used to.
Well, cousins are all over my game most of the time, so it will be Dee Dee. Man, Dino sure loves the timeouts, doesn't he?
It was very traditional, old-fashioned, you know? Dinner at a nice restaurant. Then we went for a little walk along the pier. Held hands, had a bit of a kiss. Then he called a cab, and I went home, alone.
Aw. Yeah, Dino gets timed out because he finds the need to spoil the whole plot of Stranger Things 3.
I think it was about 11 when I left Max. I'm sure you could check with the taxi company if you really wanted to. If you think I need an alibi.
She's onto it. Who accused you of stealing? How's Dr. Dekker on Valentine's
Dr. Dekker
Day?
seemed fine on Valentine's Day. He seemed to be in a good mood. It didn't seem like anything was bothering him.
Nah, it's not you, Papio. Who's your date
His
with?
name is Max. He's really sweet, but I don't see a future between us. He's not really my type.
Tell me
I know
about
Max
Max.
a couple of years, but this is the first time we've been on a date. I don't think he's boyfriend material.
Oof. Who accused you of
It was
stealing?
Terry that accused me of stealing. One of the other nurses. She's actually trying to make out that I'm some kind of HSK.
What's that stand for? And welcome back, Gokor. How's your day?
Healthcare serial killer.
What?
You know, like those nurses that kill loads of their patients. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. Anyway, because a few of my patients have died on me, and some of those patients have given me gifts, Terry thinks it means that I've been killing them off.
Maybe. Who knows? Forget how amazing it is talking to your best friend and helping each out? Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, Bunny? It's tomorrow night by day. But yeah, thanks, Gokor. And my nose is like something I want to chop off today. Allergies killing the hell out of me. But how can you tell people are dying?
You know? It's like when you're outside and there's a sudden change in the light or the air feels different and you know it's going to rain. It's like that. I always know when one of my patients is fading, even before the doctors know. Their energy changes. It sounds silly when I put it into words. I sound like my mum.
Nope, not really. And you know, if you ever need to, you know, message or anything, Bunny, you know, I'll be free. Right, Claire. How are
It's
you?
the anniversary of my parents' death today. I went to the lake house. I always go to the lake house anyway, but it's also where they died.
Okay. What did you do
I
at the
stood
lake
for
house?
a while, looking across the water. It's peaceful there. It's the place that makes me feel the most. There was a girl there, by the lake, only about 9 or 10. She was fishing, if you can call it that, with one of those nets on a stick.
So he might help me when I watch horror movies. It's okay, don't worry, it's more like temporarily. Let's hope, Bunny, and not in any, bad way. Did you speak to the girl?
I don't know why I talked to her. She looked sad. I don't usually talk to children, but she seemed different, special. I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I, Doctor?
Does she tell if I'm dying or no? Ah. You can talk with the
Good.
girl.
It felt nice. I felt like I was being nice. I felt human. So I can find her and talk to her again, Doctor.
It's probably a delusion, come to think about it.
Then I will. I'll look for her next time I'm there.
It's 3 French sharks, same bunny. Yeah, just know we're all friends here, even if, sometimes we screw up and make a mistake. Oof, I was in top chat when Dano said the last thing. That's good. She can... Three from the streams, 5 from school. 10 days and didn't get invited. Yeah, if Dino's spoiling, just go ahead, go for the timeout. If he says something actually normal, then, good for him. He could actually, be a part of the stream. Why was the girl sad, though?
Again, and, well, she's seen some of the skins he hung around the lake house.
Where's David today?
David wasn't there. Or at least I didn't see him. I didn't go inside. I forgot my key, and the spare was missing.
Huh.
Animal skins. David hunts, then skins. It's horrible, really. He's not really good at either job, so the skins still have great lumps of bloody carcass hanging off them. I'm sure he'll get better with practice.
Fine, I've watched season 3. Not all of us have, though. Potato. How did your parents
died
die?
of carbon monoxide poisoning. I was staying at a friend's house. Otherwise, I would have died too.
That's rough.
The day Dr. Dekker was killed, I had a session with him in the morning at my usual time, 11 o'clock. That was the last time I saw him.
Okay. What do you talk
Dr.
about?
Dekker made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. I'll be taking it to the grave with me, though. As did he.
Oh,
I don't know. I suppose she just reminded me of me. I spent a lot of time alone as a child. She said she was trying to catch some strange creatures that she saw in the water.
Okay, she said the husband and Dekker was stabbed. Right. Strange creature had the girl seen?
Minnows, probably. Everything's strange when you're a child. It was 12 years ago. I was still very young. Too young to be an orphan, anyway. I had to toughen up quickly.
Go now, sorry, it's game late and I need to sleep for school, especially to help my friends. See you tomorrow. Have a good stream night. You too, Sarah. Have a good night. And hopefully you have some good luck. I'll see you next stream. And Swords Out being very nice to Bunny there. But yeah, I get behind it. And what's up, Foxy Slayer the Pirate? Long time no see. How's it going? How did you meet David?
Isn't the right word. David has always been there, in the shadows, on the periphery. I move in very exclusive circles. You tend to see the same faces. I don't move in any circles anymore. Those people were my parents' friends, not mine.
I'm confused.
No? Yes. I suppose I always will.
So you know, no one is better than anyone. We're all equal. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl, or black, straight, or gay. It doesn't matter. We are still the same. I'm agreed there. Trying so hard to get banned. And why is that, Dino?
Valentine's Day night, I was at the lake house, watching David, like I always do.
Okay.
He has trouble with his mental faculties and is getting worse. Yes. I watch him and make sure nothing bad happens.
I watched season 3. And I'm gonna watch season 3. Okay, next time he does that, I'm gonna just keep removing the messages. Yeah, he obviously wants banned and timed out, so yeah, just go ahead. Alright, now it's time to talk to Bryce.
There's something I want to tell you about. Something else that's wrong with me. I think I've been getting a bit out of control in my hour.
Your extra hour? How?
When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move. Because I live on my own. What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen? Go to a fairground?
When people get mad, they want to be banned. That I don't even know, Dee Dee. And I like Swordhouse message he's been writing. Good stuff. For me, finding a person like Swordhouse rare, too rare. Yeah, it's not often you find a person that, you know, shows that much heart, so. Yeah, I could always appreciate the people like that. And personally, that's the kind of person I strive to be. I'd spy on people, I'd steal things, I'd help people. I'd go to a fairground. I'd help people.
I did think, what good could I do, other than catch up with work? I did see a woman who was having her purse snatched, so I gave her purse back. And the crook, I placed him on a bus a few blocks away. I have no idea where it was going. She'd never really be able to thank me, so I took another picture.
And I agree with Papio, you know, just remove Deno's messages, you know, don't give him the satisfaction of anything. But yeah, this game, it's basically, you know, a murder mystery. Who killed Dr. Dekker? And what the heck are all his patients about? Like, what's their problems? Can you see something behind me?
Possibly a relative of yours. Possibly a patient that died here. I'm not sure. She doesn't normally say anything.
I'd go to a fairground if I had an extra hour. Tell me more about
I dug
Dekker.
the grave for Dr. Dekker. I helped carry his coffin to the burial site. Do you know what? It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. Why do you think that is?
Was Dr.
No, the coffin wasn't empty. There was something in it. A decoy, I'd imagine.
He didn't look? Why would there be a
guessing he was
decoy?
buried somewhere else, or cremated. Somebody somewhere didn't want his body going in the ground. Do you want to be cremated or buried, Doctor?
Interesting question. Buried, I think.
If you're buried, people can bring you back. You don't want to see people when they've come back.
Wait, what? What are you on about?
I spent most of Valentine's Day at the art gallery. Well, the evening part, anyway. They had a display with the theme, Love Conquers All. I didn't get most of the paintings, but they were well done.
Okay, I think I've said enough to Bryce. So we've got Jasmine now. Lacey and Jaya. Okay. Who are you?
I'm Jasmine. I don't come in that often. What happened to Dr. Dekker? Oh. When? How? Sorry, you probably don't know, do you? Ouch. I didn't really know him that well. I'm trying to remember what I was doing on Valentine's Day now.
What were you doing on
We had a
Valentine's Day?
display in the gallery based on Love Conquers All, so I had to work. Mainly it was a collection of giant hearts sat on things, but I ran into another patient, Bryce. I'd never really spoken with him before, but he's quite an art critic. I couldn't get rid of him until I finished work at 11. There's actually another guy, takes over on the night shift. I'm not sure if he kept talking to Bryce though. Providence is open 24 hours.
How do you say it again after timeout? Yeah, honestly, temporary situation, Dino. But, you know, it's nice to know that, you know, you care that much, I guess. Tell me about Bryce.
There's not much to tell. I knew he was a patient here. I'd seen him in the waiting room a couple of times. He likes art, and talking, and looking down here instead of up here.
Okay, that makes sense.
When you see a painting, it stands still.
Okay.
When I see one, it's moving, like a mini film, like little vines. But when there's a person in the painting,
What happened when there's a person in the painting?
they watch me, normally disapprovingly.
Jasmine doesn't know about Dekker's strange. She doesn't know, but, well, she looks innocent. Why do they watch disapprovingly?
Because they don't think I know how to appreciate art, because I'm too young.
Act like a man and maybe get to be a man not by acting this way. Yeah, I agree with Dee Dee. So these paintings are, they're moving for her. Do you appreciate
Yes,
art?
of course. Otherwise I wouldn't be working in an art gallery. I love art. I love paintings. Like I said, they move for me.
Is that so weird?
When I want them to, normally. When I want to really get inside what's going on. But some paintings, I can't stop. I've been working on portraits, at home, outside work. But my paintings aren't so good. Nowhere near Providence standard. I painted a man, Dorian. You know, after Dorian Gray.
Okay. So you painted a man and it moves?
I wanted to try and capture someone aging, so I divided the face into thirds and painted a boy, his father, and his grandfather in each third. It was hideous. And it started talking to me.
That's what I figured. What did the historian say?
Ugly. That I have no talent. Nothing will become of me. Is that true, Doctor?
No.
I hear it so many times from that wretched painting. It's in my head. But thank you.
Seems she's pretty insecure.
He was shy. And then less so. When I told him about my problem, he told me to set fire to it.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, he could have been more specific. I tried to set fire to Providence. At that time, I thought the only way to fix my problem was to set fire to the entire art gallery.
Oh my.
Several paintings didn't make it. Luckily, my boss didn't press charges. The police did arrest me, though.
That's, yeah.
My boss, Petra, she's just lovely like that. Providence has gone through some tough times, and I've only been there a year. She invested her life savings and it's still not making any money. Such a sweet lady. You'd do anything for her.
Did Petra ask you to set fire to Providence?
Dr. Dekker told me to burn it. It was nothing to do with Petra.
Okay.
No. Why are you saying that? I don't even know if Petra has insurance. I already ripped up the painting. It screamed as I cut it. And now whenever I close my eyes, I can see it, hear it. I need the tablets, Doctor. I need them.
Oh God. What tablets?
The temazepam, the sleeping tablets. The ones you gave me last time. Dr. Dekker gave them to me. They helped. I know it's in my head. I know paintings can't talk. What's wrong with me, Doctor? Why do I do this?
Yeah, Dekker doesn't seem to have a good history with these patients. Like, hell, what's happening? And Bold, hello, how are you? Talk about a man taking you mostly about how to escape murder. I think you lack a little bit of self-confidence.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll think about that. And the prescription, please?
Okay. So now let's talk to Lacey. I'm going, how are you? I'm doing good, Bold. Lacey, who are you?
I'm Lacey Hendricks. So you don't know about me then?
No, what about
Where
you?
to start? My next door neighbour in Jobson Hill, where I live, she was murdered. 80, and they diversion burgled her. But she was wise to it and started calling the police. They slit her throat with a bread knife. So I started a neighbourhood watch.
Tell me about
Me
Neighborhood
and
Watch.
Agnes. Everyone else thought we were overreacting. If they want their throats cut, that's up to them, living in their bubbles. But Agnes... Poor Agnes.
What's wrong with Agnes?
She went missing, and still is. And that's what people think. But it's not the truth.
So what is the truth then, Lacey?
It killed them. It looks normal enough. A smartly dressed, door-to-door saleswoman. I know because I heard my other neighbours shout at her. No Jehovah's! They think anyone knocking is a Jehovah. But she said she was selling double glazing.
Okay. So you're doing this game talking to people, press X simulator. It's interesting though. Just the stories behind these people. Like putting the puzzle pieces together. I'm liking it. It's interesting. This woman really selling double glazing.
No, didn't answer the door. Best not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house.
What happened after Agnes let the woman into her
I
house?
could only see the silhouette. It turned from a person into a, well, it looked like, I guess you'd call it a Medusa. Snakes for her face. And Agnes just fell to the floor.
Oh, a Medusa.
Minutes later, the woman left, smiling like the cat that got the cream. That was the end of Agnes.
Yeah, I have nothing against pressing X either, to be honest. It's a simple, easy game for a, simple mind today. Do you have proof Agnes is
Saw
dead?
it with my own eyes. What more proof do I need?
A body, maybe?
You're starting to sound like Dr. Dekker. He didn't believe me either.
Fucking phone dropped. It's because he pressed X too much. Wait, what? Road to 2.5k? Yes, indeed. Tell me about that.
I didn't have much luck with him, like I said. He didn't believe me. He thought I was having a hallucination caused by the stress of my neighbour being so brutally murdered. Where is Agnes, though? I haven't found her, have they? Have they?
Or you could just leave the stream, never come back. I mean, it's worked for the others, right? Ban not necessary. I don't know, did they find Agnes? Find Agnes? Let me look at the notes. Who even is Agnes? I don't know.
They haven't found her because that thing ate her. Or made her disappear or something. Her useless husband managed to survive unscathed, though.
Yeah, Agnes is Lacey's neighbor that apparently got ate by a monster.
Don't know much about him. Other than the fact that he looks at me like I'm 6 foot under every time we meet. He doesn't seem too bothered she's gone missing either. He did at first, when the police were crawling around. But now they've gone, that stopped. If I hadn't seen that thing eat her, I'd...
Do you suspect
No.
the husband?
He's a weaselly little man who spends far too much time in his garden. It's probably like the National Trust back there. The constant digging and building, pruning and sawing.
Please, please do it. Andrea, is that you? What's wrong digging a
What's the thing
grave?
to say? Why would you say that? I kept watching the front door after that saleswoman had left and nothing. She didn't leave, and you can't get out the back since the council sold the garage block. Ron's a gardener, not a killer. Unless...
She's a murderer. She knows deaths that no one knows about. Do you ever bring Until Dawn? I've played Until Dawn before, yes. Unless what?
Agnes said Ron was laying the foundations for a new greenhouse. You don't think...
You think Agnes is in the foundations?
I need to call the police. I need to call them now. But they won't listen to me. I tried to tell them about the monster, but they didn't believe me. They won't believe me about this, I promise you. Please, could you call them, Doctor? Thank you, Doctor. Now give me a pen and I'll write down the details for you. Don't you want to know why Dr. Dekker called me the leech lady?
Why did Dekker call you the leech lady?
He said that I leech thoughts from people. Suck 'em right out of their heads. And I can put thoughts in there too. I'm not that clever though, am I, Doctor? I mean, it's not as if I was having an affair with Ron and Agnes was in the way and needed to disappear. So I made this story up. I mean, what do you think I do for a living anyway?
Oh, God. Yeah, that's a lot of people who would care, Dino. Don't think I don't feel the same. There's just proper ways to act toward people. I mean, shoot, we cared about the others too, but they were being stupid. And I know you're not, so... You sell double glazing?
Doctor, you're so good. We're going to get on just fine. I was at Henley Church. They had a service that ran right up till midnight. For us less fortunates without a love in their life. Well, now. Do you have someone, Doctor? Do you have a love in your life?
She even knows something is a neighbor, because she doesn't know that she's the one that killed the neighbor. It all makes sense now. It's spooky. No, I haven't found love yet.
You should come with me one night. It's a lovely way to meet new people.
Yeah, if something makes you mad, Dino, you've just gotta, you know, ignore it and not acknowledge it. There are no questions left. Okay, cool. How are you?
Thanks for helping me with this grief thing. I'm not sure I have it, though. I don't really know where to start. I feel a bit numb. Maybe we should just talk about him.
Maybe when Shark gets modded, or you could just not come while Shark is mod if it really bothers you that much. I mean, obviously it bothered other people when he became mod last time too. Even though I don't see a reason why you should be so bothered.
So, should I get a solicitor, or shall we try and talk it out with him? I think we should get a solicitor. I know the perfect firm. I'll do it all, don't worry about it. And that's why we've got insurance for these kinds of things anyway. But the cheek of it.
But what if not only other people want you here, Dino, but I do too? You'll come around, trust me. They always do.
It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you'd fitted in. I mainly miss our chats. He used to work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did. What do you think of the patients? Nah, perhaps you shouldn't say. You can ask me. Go on, I'll tell you what I think.
Spammy will always come back for the customs to kill you. Well, someone's being a spiteful person right now. Why did you work late with Dekker?
We'd worked late together on all sorts of things. He was preoccupied with finding patterns in patients, trying to find some kind of order.
What parents was Dr. Dekker trying to
Mainly he
spot?
was searching for a common experience the patients might have had. That's what led them to his office. He'd study everything, even the referral letters.
Referral letters?
Letters, parking tickets, holiday destinations. You know, I find those referral letters... He was sure there was a pattern in them. Mariana is a special girl. You know, there's something about her that just makes you want to follow her. Maybe that's what a trendsetter looks like.
Bryce.
I think Bryce has a lot of misdirected anger. I don't think I like him that much. You know, sometimes when things overrun, he's outside waiting for you, and he stares at me as if he's undressing me with his eyes. You know, he's not the first person that's done that, but still, you know, it feels worse coming from him.
Misdirected anger. I think I know someone here who has misdirected anger. Wait, what? No, I didn't say that.
Claire seems to be shaken by something. You know, I offer her drinks every time she comes in, but she always refuses them. It's as if she just wants to come in, get her session over with, and then run off to do something else. It's a bit rude, isn't it? Elin seems like a lovely person. I'm not really sure why she's here.
That's easy, she's an HSK.
Oh, I just want to cuddle Nathan all up. He's such a mess. He's always in the same clothes. You know, he barely talks to me though. It's the same hello every time. He reminds me of Tom.
Who's Tom?
Tom was a quiet mess, like Nathan. Youngish, in his early 20s. He taught piano, but he did have a strange hobby. Tom liked to base jump. That's basically falling from a huge building or mountain and pulling your parachute before you hit the ground. He started to think he could fly. Dr. Dekker tried to talk him out of it, but Tom had to prove his point. So one day, Tom decided to base jump without a parachute.
Oh.
Can you guess what happened?
That didn't end well, did it?
He did die. He was hit by a rock from further up the mountain. He never got to fly. Nathan thinks he knows what his problem is too, but if he's not careful, he'll get hit by that rock. I wish I'd said goodbye.
Is there someone you want to say goodbye to?
I never got to say goodbye. I did with Dr. Dekker though, so I suppose that's some closure.
How do you say goodbye to
Dr.
Dekker?
Dekker tried to fire me, not long before his murder, so we got to say what we wanted to say then. And I've got the termination letter somewhere. It's not going to stick, obviously. Professor Alderby and the Trust will overrule it, but it's nice to know what he felt about me.
Oh. Professor Alderby.
Professor Alderby is a trustee. Did I not mention that?
Reasons. Misdirected anger. I mean, wait, what?
On Valentine's Day, Dr. Dekker had a session with Claire Castleford at 11 and that nurse, Elin, at 3. Everyone else cancelled. You should see this place Christmas Eve. I was at home though, so I don't actually know who came in. Dr. Dekker did phone and ask me for Nathan's number, which is a bit strange.
What's Ben's mom got to do with it?
She was cuddling him like he was 6. He's 25.
Oh, Jane with a good flip coin there. I don't think I have that much IQ in Fortnite, Foxy.
Most of the patients are suspects, according to the police. Almost all the patients are referred, and some of them are privates, but Dr. Dekker didn't introduce any of them.
Who or what is Cthulhu? Well, I don't know what it is,
You
but let's hear
watched
it.
the tapes. Gold star for you.
Okay, we played Fortnite, I got 1 kill. Ooh, nice Papio. Yeah, and we'll play F13 sometime next week. It'll be great.
Smashed.
Perhaps we should ask someone else questions. Is there more people we could ask questions to?
That was just an example, Doctor. I'm sure you can come up with more exciting things to do than that. Well, that makes me feel a little better. There's a young mother, divorced, who lives opposite me. Jessica. She's friendly and says hello to me, smiles. I've always wondered what she looks like naked. So 1 hour, I broke into her house. She was standing in her bedroom. I took it as a sign. I took off her clothes and...
Oh boy. Oh, but yeah, anyone wanting to play F13 when I play it next Thursday? Sure. More than game to happen. The difference between F13 and DVD, though, is DVD is adding more to it.
I took photos of Jessica when she was naked. When I'd stripped her.
Dang,
when
he
she was
screwed up.
naked and frozen. I didn't want to have to do it again, to strip her again. So I took pictures to remind myself what she looked like. That's wrong, isn't it, Doctor?
Yeah, thanks, Shark. Still got F13, except when I play it as much as I used to. Yes, it's wrong to take those photos.
It's that bloody Dr. Dekker. He made me this way. It's all his fault.
Why?
Like I said, I originally presented with depression, and everything was going well for a while. Then Dr. Dekker changed.
How?
He was easily distracted during sessions, like he wasn't listening. I'm pretty sure he wasn't listening half the time. I don't think he wanted to know about his patients anymore. But when he did give you advice, he told me to use my imagination, to make something up, to think something crazy, and it would become real. He told me to think of a way to get more time. So I did. But he pushed me. He made me think it.
Probably just went running over with the cards. The only way I got fun out of the game anymore. Ooh, one of those people, Tony. I can move on to the next day now. Nice.
David Hunt,
I can change my skin.
then skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date.
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did phone
On Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I?
He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since,
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden.
I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Jeez.
Oh, Doctor, you surprised me. Reminds me of Officer Yates. Did I ever mention I had a special friend in the police force? Nah, it's not something you drop politely into a conversation. He's been doing some digging and he's found a couple things. There's a crime scene report that goes into all the gory details and another report that's about a patient you're seeing today, Claire. I'll put them both on the desk for you. And thanks for the grief counselling, by the way. It's really been helping, you know, I'm so glad you're here.
Act 3 spiked. People got too salty, it was great. Over 3 people by accident because they were all trying to get in. The arrest report says Claire killed David. I've underlined some things to ask her about. I wonder if Bryce buried David. What happened with Ben? Ask patients about paper spike. Too much to do today. If I exit to menu, would it still hold my progress? Wait, what was it exactly? Help, ask questions, review responses, take notes. Examine evidence, traffic light system. Patients saw red to turn yellow when you've revealed everything. You need to move on to the next act. You keep questioning them to find all the responses and turn them green. To get green, you're going to need to type. Ooh, first. No, but so I was a witness. Got killed by Jason on purpose. Seriously, I was so confused. But yeah, I've got Claire, Elin, Mariana, Nathan. Oh, who's Professor Warwick? We've got Jaya, Bryce. Okay, so Claire. Let's watch the tape. Yeah, let's look at Jaya's termination letter. Dear Jaya, I regret to inform you that your services are no longer required. Please clear out your desk and leave by the end of this week. Dr. Dekker. Sup, buddy. Sup, everybody. And sup, Phantom. How are you doing? Claire's arrest report. Statement of Christian Weber, police officer. To the best of my knowledge, this statement is true. I understand I may be prosecuted if I stated anything that I know to be untrue. At 20:40 hours on Tuesday, 8th November, myself and PC 9725 Holt responded to a call received from a neighbor of the Bower House, Weston Park Avenue, concerning a reported disturbance. We arrived at the address and knocked on the front door. but there was no reply. We then examined the rear of the property and gained entry through insecure patio doors. We entered the property through this door, and I announced myself by shouting, "Police!" but did not hear any response. We searched the premises. Upon entering the dining room, I saw a female seated next to a man who was lying on the ground. The man did not appear to be conscious. Both persons were drenched in blood, and there was a substantial amount of blood on the carpets, walls, and furniture. I noted what appeared to be a steak knife on the floor, which was also covered in blood. At this point, I asked the woman to put her hands on her head, which she did. PC Holt secured the female, while I checked the man for signs of life, but found none. I asked the woman her name, and she identified herself as Claire Castleford, as if she knew the dead man, and she said he was her husband, David Castleford. I asked what had happened, and she said she had killed him. Following a search by PC Holt, which revealed no other persons present at the house, I said to Castleford, at 20:52 hours, you are under arrest on suspicion of murder. I then cautioned her and placed her back of the police car for transportation to Weston Park Police Station, where relayed the circumstances of the arrest to PC 2354 Hill, who authorized her blah blah blah. Say police louder. Finally got weapon switch or whatever it's called a few weeks back. Yeah, 80k views on that. I was just looking the other day, Jaden. Alright, the crime scene report. Let's look at it. Doctor, empty first name, last name, Dekker. The victim was located in his office, seated on a chair behind the desk, soaked in blood with obvious chest wound. Paper spike, desk accessory. 155mm long, protruding from approximate region of the victim's heart. Oh boy. My request was denied. And if he's still alive, raid dad. Been a while since we raid someone. Wait, is he actually? Oh, yeah, sure. Have you seen your arrest reports? How are you today?
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. I saw the girl again, the one I told you about. She was playing outside. A paper spike is an odd thing to use as a weapon. I suppose if it went directly into the heart, it might work. Or through his eye, or perhaps through the ear into his brain. Or was it just a frenzied, bloody mess of a murder? Do you know, Doctor? It makes for interesting reading, doesn't it? I can tell you're dying to ask me about it. Fire away.
Has he is live? Yeah, I didn't notice until Dee Dee mentioned.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
Blowing my mind. What the hell? Okay, you have a funeral if David isn't dead. Did you intend to fatally wound
David
him?
wanted to have a talk about our relationship. not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore, which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it. So I fixed it.
Damn. How?
It was about a week later. I brought David back to life. Not with voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did.
Are you okay?
Dr. Dekker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection.
Did you resurrect
Yes,
David?
Resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term. Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead.
Yeah, Gio's just like me. Yeah, you both are similar in that aspect. What were the results of David's
I think
resurrection?
his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead. Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely. Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem.
What problem do
I'm
you
being
have?
charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers, which is why I'm hoping that you'd be able to help me.
How?
Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see your way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder, to lessen my sentence. Because I'm not a killer, but I can't prove otherwise. You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
It's complicated.
He's buried at Henley Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone. One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget her face. You should ask him.
Let's share a video from Soyak, that'd be nice. At least a few of the people I sent this way still come around. Yeah, that's always a good thing. Which patient was a pallbearer?
Bryce was a pallbearer for David. He's also a grave digger, I believe.
Yeah, it's nice seeing the ones that came from you, Tony, just hop in the streams. How do you know Bryce?
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
If she resurrected her husband and it truly happened,
Thank you,
then
Doctor.
I guess not.
So then you'll help me. You'll say I was temporarily insane. Thank you, Doctor. That's all I needed to hear. From you or Dr. Dekker. But Dr. Dekker wouldn't do that for me. He wanted something else.
What did he want?
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my alleged ability. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl.
What girl did Dekker mention?
He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house. Just
Oh,
for
God.
me. And he asked me to reanimate her. It was Iris. I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted. A temporary insanity diagnosis.
This Dekker's a bastard. He really is. What the hell? It's a extreme. How are you doing? This is getting way too weird. Did you help us?
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped, and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
Good. That's good to hear, Extreme.
Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Yes.
Very well. In our next session.
How's it possible David was brought back to life?
You tell me. What could possibly explain that? Since I brought him back, I felt that there was something different about him, something not quite right. I think it's his brain. But how ludicrous that you can bring someone back in the first place. It's like that book, Pet Cemetery. Funnily enough, he does smell of earth, but that's because he spends most of his time out hunting.
Oh, on Twitter, Extreme, do you have a new one? I'll look into it after stream then. Do you think you might be seeing David's ghost?
I assure you, David is not a ghost. I've touched him.
Okay, let's not talk about the girl at the lake house because it's stupid she said she talked with her.
If David doesn't exist, then that means that I really did kill him. He really is buried, and I really should be going to prison for a very long time. That just doesn't seem right to me. It's more probable that I reanimated him under Dr. Dekker's guidance. How astute, Doctor. Yes, I did say I hadn't seen Dr. Dekker outside of our sessions. That wasn't a lie. Our trip to the lake house was made during a session.
Okay. I believe that.
I didn't speak to her this time. Something about her made me feel uneasy. I just watched her from the bedroom window. She'd caught a fish. She was holding it in her hands. I wasn't close enough to see, but for all intents and purposes, it looked as if the fish bit her.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
Oh, God. Tomorrow's got 4, yeah? It is Bunny. How are you today?
I've been thinking about our last session, and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person. I know taking naked photographs is wrong, But you don't know what it's like until you face the same temptation. I'm assuming you don't know what it's like. Do you have an extra hour, Doctor?
No.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure, watching me and following me. I followed it too.
Who is the hooded figure?
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves. Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
This game just gets stranger and stranger. But yeah, this is the Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. It's basically a mystery sort of game. So I brought up Cthulhu, Resurrection. This is weird. But honestly, I'm liking getting to this mystery.
Dr. Dekker frequently used that paper spike on his desk as an example. I'm sure he did it with the other patients too. He'd make me look at it, touch the point to see how sharp it was. He'd tell me that because I think it's sharp, it will hurt me. But if I thought it was nothing, it could pass right through my hand.
Dekker is... oh my.
Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it past temptations. A bar brawl, an open till, an open bedroom window. Like it's testing me.
But yeah, Bold, this game is basically a murder mystery. You gotta figure out how Dr. Dekker died, who killed him. Is Dekker even really dead at this point? I don't know. It's just getting even deeper into, like, the strange.
I looked in. Watching other people is somehow built into our genes, Doctor. There was an old woman in bed. I went inside. Her bed covers were smoking. I think she'd fallen asleep holding a cigarette. I took the covers and put them in the bath. She'd have died otherwise. And no, I didn't take any pictures.
It looks weird. So give me a play, at least you moved. Yeah, just for that reason, I don't think I'm going to finish this whole game in this stream. So it'll come back next week. But I'm going to at least make it through this act. Tell me about the bar brawl.
I split the brawl up.
Could make you searching for clues. Maybe that's gonna happen at some point. Maybe it'll take us to more than just this office. I hope so. Like maybe we get to see the reanimated David. I don't know.
I did nothing. I'm not stealing any more.
You want to play after stream? I'll think about it. I am pretty tired though from today, so it just depends, I guess. What else can you tell me about Dekker?
I spied on Dr. Dekker, not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
Oh, his basement.
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell, it was dark, and she was chained.
This is making me uneasy.
I removed the chains, dressed her, and sat her in the police station. There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her. I'm not evil. I destroyed evil.
Okay, maybe Bryce didn't do it. Macy, please discontinue playing the game. No, it's good to feel uneasy, like this is just like going down a rabbit hole. It's like you're engrossed in the intrigue and mystery. No, I've never played a game this engaging to me.
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else.
Oh.
Would you do something for me if they get me? Would you tell Jessica I love her? She didn't really know me that well, but I did love her. And also, there's a hard drive in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Please destroy it. Please, don't look at it.
Okay.
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, probably at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
Well, rip.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Doctor. I saw Claire Castleford's husband in the coffin myself before carrying him to the grave. He is in the ground. I'm sure it wouldn't take much for the police to get an order to have him exhumed. Just make sure it's done on Tuesday morning when I'm off.
Oh, okay. Have you seen Jessica again?
She's a beautiful woman. I've not spied on her since the incident we talked about. I have real feelings for her, Doctor. We've never connected.
So I used to work at Arby's. I like their Buffalo Whoppers, JK sliders. Oof.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. It's nice you think I'm capable of such basic interaction with females. But I'm still in awe of her, really. I will think about it, though.
How's your job?
I put my hand through a rusty nail at work today. It hurt like hell and bled like I'd been shot. I closed my eyes and thought, this isn't happening. The nail is just a worm, and it will wriggle through me. When I looked back, can you guess what I saw? When I looked back at my hand, it was healed. Look, see?
Oh boy.
My hand had healed. The nail had become a worm and was wriggling in my palm. It was like
Is he
a
like
little
altering his
miracle,
reality?
like magic.
Oh no. The rabbit hole just gets weirder.
I shouldn't really say miracle or magic. They're words that Dr. Dekker used when he tried to get you to think things and make them real. But do you think it's real, Doctor? That
Magic?
magic is real?
Oh boy. No.
And so it isn't. I envy you, Doctor. I wish I could be so sure. I find using nautical terms to describe the position of pallbearers fitting. Plus, most of them are 3 sheets to the wind. You know, drunk.
Oh. Okay. Alright, let's talk to Claire again. I have to type this up, okay.
Well, that's what he would say, isn't it?
Well, I didn't do too much. And didn't do too much, did it? Alright, Nathan, Mariana, Elin. I'll be right back, guys. Alright. Back again. How are you today?
Hannah's rocking chair. The day moved forward. It was a good choice. I'm not sure I've got much left of hers now. I've burnt most of it, or given it away, just to make the days move forward. There was a moment when I was attacking a Salvation Army bin. I gave in.
What happened with the Salvation Army bin?
I accidentally put Hannah's diary into a Salvation Army donation bin. They're like huge post boxes with a circular tray that makes sure things spill to the bottom. I tried to get in to get it back, but I gave up.
I'm surprised 13 people are just chilling watching. Did you read the
I read
diary?
the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me. That she was going to break off the engagement. That she didn't love me anymore. I regretted it.
Are the soccer skins back, huh? Really? Again? Are you kidding me?
I regretted that I mourned for Hannah so long. I regret the grief. I regret all the days I slept through because of it. Had I known she didn't love me anymore, things would have been different. I'm a bit angry now. If I had that day over again, I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Oh, he's moving through his grief.
I didn't notice Dr. Dekker had a paper spike. I haven't really seen more than a foot in front of me since Hannah died.
I'll be damned, the Sackerskins are back. Shall we talk
Can we
about
maybe
Hannah?
not talk about Hannah anymore? And thanks for the dating advice, by the way.
Did you follow
You
my
told me not
advice?
to look for anyone else until I was ready. So I didn't. I've just been sitting at home, reading Hannah's diary, stewing. I ordered a pizza. A nice girl delivered it. I've told you all I know about Dr. Dekker. He started out good, then turned a bit crazy towards the end. When you start giving people more problems as a therapist, that's a bit crazy.
What problems
Started
do
out
you
with
give you?
depression. Now I seem to repeat days. Even if you don't believe the repeat days, then I clearly have extra mental health problems that he's given me. I think that he possibly cursed other people, a bit like he cursed me. Sometimes you could see he was bursting to tell me about it, but he couldn't. He was ecstatic with power.
Oh boy.
Ah, curse. Well remembered. I was hoping he'd forget. It's going to sound crazy. Dr. Dekker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief. And so from this point on, I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it. I believed him. I didn't want to believe him. I remember I said, you can't just say things and they happen. He laughed and laughed. I think he was going mad. He said he'd give me a demonstration.
A demonstration?
He held his hand outstretched and told me to look at the flame. There was no flame, and then there was. He was holding a flame in his hand that had come out of nowhere. And he tried to hypnotize me to make me forget it.
Oh, oof.
I didn't forget seeing the flame. He wanted me to forget it all, but I didn't. For whatever reason, he couldn't undo what he'd done. I was scared. I pretended like the hypnosis had worked. I was scared what Dr. Dekker would do to me if he found out I still knew. So I had to play along, keep coming to the sessions, pretend I hadn't seen what he'd done. It was awful, because I was suffering through the same days over and over again. I couldn't talk to him about it, because he'd know.
Oh, the plot thickens.
He'd become bored of me, so I got much of my insight from calls or messages he'd take during our sessions. I think because he hypnotized me, he didn't want to play with me anymore, so I got basic therapist. He told me lots of people get depression, to become more active, see more people. And although he wouldn't always be there to listen, Jaya would be. Jaya was a great listener, much better than Dr. Dekker. I think she would have made a great psychiatrist. Do you know, he tried to fire her.
I do.
Yeah, he fired her. Jaya told me about it. You should ask her.
Tell me more about
It
the
took
pizza
a week
girl.
of days to get that pizza girl to smile. And you know what did it? A tip, as much as the pizza cost. So money does make you happy. I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I wanted to be as far away from him as possible. I don't know who did.
So yeah, I'm trapped, never mind. I already saw it, Shark. Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. We've got Mariana, Elin, Jaya, and the Professor Warwick. Do you know anything about the papers fight?
Dr. Dekker used to put my checks on that thing. I guess someone thought they weren't getting value for money. I actually don't have a lot of money. Sometimes a therapy check would bounce, but Dr. Dekker would be okay with it. Oh, my checks are fine though, don't worry.
Are they?
I'm not broke. Men buy me drinks at bars though. Sometimes I'll get away with not paying at restaurants. Isn't that how it is for everybody?
No, not at all.
I mainly like drive-thrus. I don't like crowds, and I find it difficult to stay in the same place for too long. I guess I'm a fidget. Crowds at nightclubs and bars are different. The lights are dim. You can slink around without attracting too much attention.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll kiss a guy in a club, and then he just follows me. Wherever I go. It's creepy. I don't want everyone seeing that.
You want the poised playmaker? Yeah. I don't even like the soccer skins. Tony gives me one though, cause he's like that. Where do people
They
follow you?
Follow me. Wherever I go. Anywhere. Where do you think they follow me, Doctor? It depends where they follow me. If they follow me home, they bang on the door for an hour or so, then leave. Other places, they just disappear. I don't see them again.
What do you mean they disappear?
They don't just disappear into thin air. I think they return to the place I found them. But I've not run into the same person twice.
How are you today?
I'm okay. Thanks for asking. It's rent day, and I always feel a little blue on rent day.
Have you had any more blackouts?
I've had no blackouts, and I haven't been to the beach since our last session. But I think I will today. Do you want to come with me to the beach?
The beach? What's rent day?
Rent day is the day I pay rent to my landlady. You've got a good memory, Doctor. Let's talk dreams. Sometimes I'll dream about a light, deep in the ocean somewhere. I head towards it because it's warm and glowing, like a beacon. And when I'm at the bottom, it's the most beautiful thing, like a welcoming sun. Like I'm home.
Okay.
And then I wake up.
A light in the ocean. Why a beacon?
It's so beautiful. It calls me. It's like I'm in a trance. What does the dream mean, Doctor?
Maybe the dream means you're searching for
I
something.
guess. I hate being in the same place for too long. Maybe I'm always searching for paradise or something. Doctor, I think you're getting a little anxious. If you ever wanted to visit the beach, you can just turn up. It's not mine.
Mariana's dream can mean many things. A metaphor for her current issues, searching for something. Maybe she's making it up.
Yes. They follow me home.
It's true, Tony. You did give me a lot of nice ones.
Silent.
And a lot of troll ones. I mean, what?
It's like a trance. There was one guy. A real gym body. I let him into the bedroom, but nothing. Nothing I did would stop him just staring at me. It was creepy. I got him to follow me outside, and then I just shut the door.
Interesting.
It's just good manners to accept when someone offers to buy you a drink. I'm a very good-natured girl. Don't you think I'm sweet, Doctor?
Sure.
I think you're falling for me, Doctor. Don't let that get in the way of helping me. Are we still talking about him? And I thought you were just interested in me, Doctor.
Did Dekker visit you at
Dr.
home?
Dekker suggested home visits. I think he was probably checking up on his investment. You're not thinking of doing home visits, are you, Doctor?
No.
That's good. I'm not sure I can afford any more of your time.
Alright, time to talk to Elin. How are you today?
Okay, I suppose. Work's fine. Hilda's fading fast. Terry's Terry. I feel a bit sad, to be honest. I gave all my keepsakes back.
You did?
Well, I thought about it. And well, I know you said it was okay, that I should keep them, but maybe it did look a bit suspicious. Me having things that have belonged to patients who've died in my care. I don't want people to get the wrong idea about me. The locket, the watch, the ring, even the little bird Sarah Dekker gave me.
Sarah Dekker. Who's Sarah Dekker?
Dr. Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago.
Oh. How's Terry?
Terry seems to have backed down since I gave the keepsakes back. Actually, it doesn't seem like she's been very well. Not her usual self. Maybe she's got a bug or something.
How's
Hilda's
Hilda?
nearing the end. She's been sleeping a lot, not eating much. She hasn't been that argumentative either. Although, she did give me a vicious scratch yesterday.
Why did Hilda
It was
scratch you?
nothing. I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know? I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight. She hasn't got much time left.
Do what
You
to
know
me?
the answer to that, Doctor. What have we been talking about? What can I do for Hilda that will make it all better?
You can pretend to be Hilda's daughter tonight.
That's the plan. I know, it sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow. We could try shifting now. Think of someone you really love. It might help if you close your eyes. Are you thinking of them? Can you picture them? Okay, hold on. Sorry, I don't think it's gonna work. On the bright side, that probably means you're not gonna die anytime soon.
Oh boy. Things just keep getting stranger. Is Helen going to pretend to be Hilda's daughter? What do you say when you shift?
I mean, I'll sound exactly like Hilda's daughter, but I try and keep it vague because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say. I say things like, "It's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum," or "I love you, Dad." But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them. I always do the Disney version. The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear. And maybe deep down they know it's not the truth, but it's got to be better than the reality.
Oof. What about shifting if patients know it's not the truth?
Isn't it worth it if it brings them peace? Tell me honestly, Doctor, do you really think that what I'm doing is wrong?
I
Good.
guess not.
Because I really feel this is something I have to do.
Why do you feel
I know
sad?
it's silly, but those things meant a lot to me. They were reminders that I'd helped those people. It's true then. I'd heard Dr. Dekker was stabbed, but I didn't know for sure. It's weird that whoever did it would choose the paper spike.
That's so weird the paper spike was
Dr.
used.
Dekker used to play with it in our sessions sometimes. You know, pick it up, handle it while we talked. I remember once, he pushed the spike through his skin. At this bit, here, between his thumb and his finger. He said he didn't think I'd mind the sight of blood being a nurse and all that, but actually, there wasn't any.
Weird. And bold, hello again. Wasn't there any blood from the paper spike?
At first, I thought it was a trick. A magic trick, you know? Like some kind of therapeutic test. Show the patient
And
this
hi, Dee Dee.
retractable spike and see how they react. But it wasn't. The spike was real.
How do you know the spike was
Dr.
real?
Dekker gave me the paper spike to try. It wasn't fake. It was pretty sharp, actually. I don't know how he did it. He said he just thought that it wouldn't hurt him, so it didn't.
Why do you say I'm not going to
As far
die
as I
soon?
know, it only works on people who are close to death. That's the whole point of it. I have to hold their hand, and they have to think of the person, and they have to be near death. And those seem to be the 3 criteria.
Okay.
Just makes things complicated, doesn't it? I knew Dr. Dekker's mother before I started seeing Dr. Dekker. She's dead, and now he's dead. I'm sure you're going to have a field day with it.
Do you know Sarah Dekker was Dr.
That's the
Dekker's
reason
mother?
I came to see him. I knew she was dying, but he refused to talk to me unless I booked a session, so I did. And well, here we are. I told Dr. Dekker that his mum was dying, that he should see her before it's too late. But he wasn't interested. It wasn't like he hated her. It was just like it wasn't important. He asked me to take care of it for him. He did send his assistant along to see her once. Sorry, your assistant.
What did Dr. Dekker mean by take care of
It was
it?
about the second, third session we had. He said he could tell that I was a good person, that I wanted to help people, and that I should think really hard about how I could do that. That's how I discovered shifting.
Oh.
All Dr. Dekker did was encourage me to think. But the shifting, that's all me. And my mum's a psychic, and my sister's an empath, but I was just ordinary. I always felt like I wasn't special, like I was missing out. But I wasn't. I just hadn't discovered
The
what
potentials
I could
of
do
the
yet.
mind, I guess.
Sarah Dekker was one of the first ones I tried shifting for.
Did you shift for
I didn't
Sarah?
really know what I was doing that first time. I mean, I didn't actually expect anything to happen. I just thought, what would really help this woman? I thought maybe she would just imagine that he was there. But it actually happened. I changed into him, Dr. Dekker. It blew my mind.
How's your
My
mum
mum's
psychic?
got these spirit guides and they tell her things. Mostly about my love life, it would seem. To tell you the truth, I don't really know what an empath is. I should probably Google it sometime.
Google. I love Google. Alright, so Jaya. How are you
I'm
today?
fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker? Doctor, if you don't want it, don't text me and ask for it. It's all right. I don't mind doing menial tasks for you. Someone has to do them. Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
Well, this isn't so blameful. This is, as you can tell by the title, the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. But yeah, this is a murder mystery sort of game. Text-based, you know, with live action actors.
Checks and balances, Doctor. Somebody needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak. Make sure you're helping, not hindering.
And what's Dekker helping
He
or
probably
hindering?
did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things. I think he was so overwhelmed by the patients he was getting. His curiosity just got the better of him. There was a definite turning point.
What was it?
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much for him. I think I misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better.
Should I talk about grief today?
Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped. And you're going to ask me how I feel today? I think that's all settled now. We are agreeing to pay Ben £5,000 and he's agreeing not to say anything about what he saw.
Alright. Should I ask Mariana about home visits? About Dekker's home visits.
He thought he saw a creature coming out of Dr. Dekker's mouth. Well, at least that's the reason he's given for not emptying the bins that night. Either way, it's not the kind of publicity that we need. Shiny, happy, sane people.
Oh my.
It's in that police report that I gave to you. You should really take a look at it. I honestly think that you're curing me with all this grief counselling. You know, we don't really have to talk about Dr. Dekker from now on if you don't want to. We had a connection, but it's gone now.
What kind of a connection?
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around.
Is Mariana
Sorry,
competition?
I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
Oh. So some connections are stronger than a romantic love.
Dr. Dekker and I shared some philosophy. We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
Nope.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
Oh. What is psychokinesis?
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas. Shoot me, I'm a Kojak fan.
Is psychokinesis
No,
common?
not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
Do you believe?
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
What approach?
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away?
Someone sent psychokinetic patients here.
It's entirely possible that someone is targeting this practice with psychokinetic patients. To what end, I don't know. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are diagnosed as insane, or at least temporarily insane. It's a handy diagnosis if you're facing criminal prosecution, especially if it's for murder.
What did you do on Valentine's?
I didn't go out for Valentine's. I was at home. Wait. Actually, I did come up to the office at about 9. I'd forgotten a USB stick that had some files I was working on.
remove their powers.
That's what I'd try to do.
Ooh, shark with the 100 reward.
Honestly, I think Dr. Dekker had a bit of a crush on Mariana, or vice versa.
Yeah,
I'm not
good
really
eye
sure.
there.
There's some footage from their home sessions if you want to see them.
Yes, show me
It
the
was a joke,
footage.
Doctor. I guess we found our level. Oops, that was a strange thing to say, wasn't it? Whipped. Am I all whips and chains in the bedroom or dominant in the boardroom? Don't answer that, it's not a question. It's early days
Then
for
why
a
I ask?
harassment suit yet. What with Ben's nervous shock already. I didn't see anyone else. I didn't hang around. It's just a USB stick. I got in, I got the data, I got out. I'm basically special ops.
And Jaden comes in saying, Whoppers. Do you work from
I can
home
work
often?
from home if you want me to. Is that what you're asking? There's lots of bookkeeping to be done. You'd be surprised. I'm happy for you to tell the police whatever you want about me. I mean, who needs trust in our work environment?
Yeah, trust. What's that? What do you need the USB stick for?
I was cross-referencing the patient files for Dr. Dekker, and I copied everything onto a USB drive. I was terrified it had
Phantom
all gone
says,
missing.
boy.
Can you imagine the trouble we'd get into if the patient files suddenly turned up on the internet?
True. Or are you still working for Dr. Dekker if you've been
Research
fired?
is research. What's good for one doctor is good for the next. They don't throw out the old TARDIS, do they?
Or are you
He
cross-referencing the
wanted me
patient
to look
files?
up birth mothers and other family tree information. It's like he was seeing if all of his patients were descendants of the same line. Well, spoiler alert, they weren't.
Well, damn.
Dr. Dekker did send me to see his mother once. She was dying in a nursing home and he didn't want to see her. I remember him calling her a manipulative, evil old hag. You tend not to ask any more questions after that.
This is boring. Oof. I think it's interesting, but that's just me. Did you talk to
I
Nathan
was a bit of a
much?
shoulder to cry on for Nathan. He told me a lot of things about Dr. Dekker that I probably shouldn't have heard, and I'm not about to repeat to you either. Why? What did he say about me?
Nathan says Jay was fired. Nathan says you were fired.
I was a bit of a shoulder to cry on for Nathan. He told me a lot of things about Dr. Dekker that I probably shouldn't have heard, and I'm not about to repeat to you either. Why? What did he say about me?
She asked Mariana about Dr. Dekker's home visits. I'm not gonna, though. I'm too lazy. Professor Warwick, who are you?
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist. Where's Dr. Dekker?
Dekker is
really
dead.
Actually dead? Not a worthy adversary after all, then.
in the blue hell is this? The infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. As the title said, Dekker was your adversary?
Dr. Dekker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories.
What theories?
Do you really want to know? Dekker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics. As if it's something that you can optionally believe in. Well, it started with an experiment.
The blue hell do? You solve the mystery of the murder. It turns out it might be more than just murder. There might be resurrection, Cthulhu, and all kinds of other, like, myth-related things going on here. It's kind of spooky.
Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
No.
Quantum suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Alternate universes. Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive. Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something different.
10 years later, there's finally a casino update coming. Yeah, that's GTA. I just had Daisy with a fully geared character. All it takes is 2 zombies. Would you recommend Daisy AirPods? What did you apply that logic to?
Gambling. I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability. But
yes, I would. I've been thinking about Daisy. Might be something I could actually get into. Why gambling?
Why not gambling? My wife Vanessa left me for a neurosurgeon. She emptied our entire combined wealth into her barrister's wallet. I needed more money. Physics provided me with a solution.
Physics? Tell me about
We
your
were
wife.
married for 14 years, 7 months and 3 days. Vanessa couldn't have children. At least that's what she told me. She grounded me in reality. I'm not complaining. It's probably what I needed. Part of me always thought one day I'd achieve immortality through science. It wasn't to be, though.
It's fun just to piss you off. The nights are impossible. Pitch dark. Have to carry a light. In place of a weapon. One damn zombie can't kill you. They're like 2 hours long. It's fucking bullshit. It sounds like you just have to camp out for the night. And just sit for a couple hours. Oof. Did it bother you that you couldn't have children?
Well, yes, it bothered me. Especially now that I find out that she's pregnant. Oh, no, it wasn't a rocket scientist that was required, but a brain surgeon, it seems. I have considered putting that neurosurgeon onto his darkest timeline. But I'm not a killer, it would seem.
It's probably a good thing. What parameter did you change?
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped the stakes. Now, every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked. For a while.
Why did the experiment stop working?
Dr. Dekker killed it! And I can't get it back.
How?
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox.
The Hangman's Paradise.
Well, imagine a judge sentences you to death. Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week. But it will be a surprise. Well, which day do you think you'll be executed?
I usually server hop, but to get to a location, they were going to build a base. It's gonna buy DC, but I'm broke for a while. So we could die due to glitches. It's happened to me before. RIP. I'd be so happy if I got Poise Playmaker because I've wanted it since it came out in Season 4. How happy, Shark? So that zombie rode you like a horse and just ate you. Wait, what was the question? Tuesday?
Well, it can't be Tuesday, because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then you know you'll be executed on Tuesday, so it won't be a surprise. Well, conversely, it can't be Monday either, because, well, you'll be expecting it to be Monday by deduction. Hence, a paradox. Dr. Dekker tricked me.
There's a glitch over a railing and fell off a 10-story building. How did Dekker trick you?
He told me that sometime in the future I would lose a bet. That I would lose all of my money. Now, this didn't seem likely because I had quantum gambling on my side and it was working. But he unnerved me. He made me doubt myself. And then it happened. Recently, I lost everything that I'd managed to build up since Vanessa left me.
I got glitched into a wall and it wouldn't let me shoot or swing my weapons. Oh, I want Beach Bomber and oh, I want this specific soccer skin. Well, yeah, that's just 2 skins. Have anything amazing, but I look badass. I had hard to get clothing. It's a Platinum Games. Why would Dekker hate you becoming rich and powerful?
Well, I think he feared quantum physics. He didn't like things being explained in terms of science. Almost as if he'd have preferred chaos.
Yeah, but then when new and bear skins come out, you'll want those too. What were you doing on Valentine's night?
I was at a fundraiser for a charity called Mindstretch Outreach. Don't know how I got roped into that. I can't remember. But it was full of very clever children with bizarre outlooks on life. And Jaya. It was Jaya who asked me to go.
Think they should have let the people at our head drift get summer drift for free. Yeah, just like Beach Bomber could have been an edit style for Bride Bomber. But hey, Fortnite wants to make its money. What's Mindstretch Outreach?
Full of poor kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and they loved it. Not sure it'll put dinner on the table for any of them, though.
So I'll take the money you guys spend on Fortnite. Oof. Quantum tunneling?
Oh, you're gonna have to Google that, Doctor, I'm afraid. I'm not a walking Wikipedia. I'd love to tell you, but I am paying you by the hour. Maybe look up Schrodinger's cat whilst you're there. Oh, she's Dr. Dekker's lovely assistant. I imagine she's your lovely assistant now. Yeah, she always smiles and makes me a cup of tea before a session. Smile.
Epic Games are money greedy.
Reminds me, my session. Can we talk about my problem now?
Sure. Yes.
I'm not a gambler, Doctor. I'm a scientist. I need more money. It's true I've run out of money for my research. An opportunity has arisen.
For what? What research?
Quantum gambling. It's a pet project. It's got nothing to do with work. But if I don't have significant amounts of money to lose, then there won't be enough jeopardy for the experiment to work. A very wealthy group of individuals have offered to pay me a very large sum of money if I attend their next private soiree. They don't want to talk or anything like that. They want a practical demonstration.
Okay.
They'll pay me £1 million if I can successfully survive 6 rounds of Russian roulette. Now, I am worried because of what Dr. Dekker said, but, well, I can't help but thinking that the stakes are so high I can't possibly lose.
But if there was a year ago...
Should I take them up on their offer?
They got me at least 30,000 V-bucks worth. I saved a lot of money. He was talking about bankrupt because he bought too many cosmetics on Fortnite. He's a gambler. Who do you work for?
Well, the Ministry of Defense, of course. Guns aren't going to win the next war. Quantum physics is.
Really? You think so? Take the offer, why not?
Splendid. I can't lose, Doctor. Let me demonstrate.
Bang, sound of body falling. What just... what? What just happened? I'm confused. Okay then. I don't know what that was. What did I just do? What did he just do? What happened? Well, okie dokie, guys. We'll end off on that note. We'll finish this game next week. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow for God of War. And I'll see you guys next week for our next episode of Madness and Confusion and Magic and other weird shit. But yeah, have a great night, guys. I'll see ya in the next one. Peace, guys. Love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow in the next day.